Bengals fans are amazing. They're resilient, they're tough, but they're fun. And I'm really excited to hopefully meet a lot more of you.
Isaac has the big game. Then we became a real balanced offense for the playoff run, which I thought was really important.
He put on the greatest route running exhibition I have ever seen in my life.
He was football 24/7, and that was the greatest part of Chad.
At times, the early part, I would tell him when we were throwing deep passes, I said, don't wait too long, because I'm going to get away. If you ain't going to have the arm to get there. So, I want to run to the ball,
Well, Duke, looks like Duke's in the waiting room. I don't want to keep Duke waiting. He gave us a very limited amount of time. I know he's a busy man. Duke, what's going on, big dog? How you doing, buddy?
Jim, how are you, man? Thanks for having me on. Yeah,
Hey.
I'm real busy. I'm sitting on my porch.
Yeah, well, hey. Have a little drink going on there.
Joe Burrow has played in big games his entire life, and I would think he will be a steady hand at the bow of the ship. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if they take him all the way to the Super Bowl. I really wouldn't.
Welcome, everybody, to, believe it or not, the 99th episode of Talking Football with Bengal Jim and Friends. And, James, we're missing somebody again. Where's he at?
Our favorite Canadian. We don't know if he's topless or has got the tank top on tonight. He's completing his CFL draft in the province of Ontario. No, he's doing an NFL draft against people that think Randall Cunningham's still in the league. Let's see, who else? Chris Carter.
Hold on. I think Jamie said he was going to draft Doug Flutie with his number one pick. So
I think so. So he's picking on his poor Canadian brethren up there. Hopefully, we'll have him on in a little bit. So stay tuned. I know a lot of people tune in just to see Jamie, so just bear with us. He'll be on.
Yeah, I think Tom sent his top 10 draft picks for the Canadian draft already to Jamie. So.
I made a couple polite suggestions. I don't know if he doesn't need me. He was champion up there last year. I don't know what that says, but he was champion up there last year.
Oh, Lord. Guys, we had a ton of stuff to get through. We're going to have a rapid-fire session for the next 60 minutes. 8:05, we got the charity duck race. We got Tony the Tiger coming on with the Make-the-Wish people. 100 ducks, over $5,000 raised. We'll get to that charity duck race really quickly. At 8:20, we're going to get into some extreme detail about the Tailgate Sunday stuff you're going to want to hear, going to want to know before you come down Sunday. At 8:30, we have Malik Wright, one of our favorite guests we've had on multiple times. This guy's really good. So we'll talk about the season and everything with him. But I guess right off the bat, let's welcome our friends from Cincy Jungle. These guys, there's a lot of folks watching and viewing on that Facebook group right now. So we appreciate the folks from Cincy Jungle. And Tom, there's our Cincy Jungle folks. Tom, we have on this date in Bengal history, September 6th, 1968. This is almost too easy, but go ahead and give us, everybody on the screen, tell everybody right now what that date means.
The very first Bengals game against the San Diego Chargers in San Diego. But do you remember what was unique about that game, Jimmy?
The Bengals took the first drive and marched all the way down the field and scored a touchdown.
Right, but that
the
game was
fans were
played on a Friday night.
Yeah.
The game was played on a Friday night, and despite the loss, the legendary coach Paul Brown was not hard on the team, but well, he was proud of their effort. And Paul Brown was actually very patient with the AFL Bengals. He was trying to build something, and he really was. He just unfortunately had some injury problems with some draft picks, namely Greg Cook, but he was well on his way to building the machine that he was looking for.
Yep. Another on this date in Bengal history, and I can't get anything by Tom, but tonight was an easy one. It was a layup for Tom.
Yeah.
Also, I want to just remind everybody, Thursday night, the Ken Anderson Alliance has a huge fundraiser going on. At some point during the show, Caleb will, in the chat area, will put the link in there. There's still tickets available. There's different packages you can buy, but there's a Ken Anderson, a specific Ken Anderson bourbon that I had never seen before. autographs. There's going to be all kinds of things going on at that fundraiser Thursday night. So be prepared for that link in the chat area. And I think that was also kind of the cover of that event there. Also, Ruler of the Jungle, guys. We've got the first announcement. We've been waiting for this. And, Tom, I think they did a hell of a job with this one, right?
They nailed it. Dave Lapham, Mr. Bengal himself, probably deserves to be on the Ring of Honor twice as a legendary broadcaster and a fantastic player. None other than Bob Johnson, and this is quite a compliment when you played in a franchise with Max Montoya, but Bob Johnson insisted that Dave Lapham is the greatest guard in Bengals history. So I know, Jimmy, you and I have talked, and when we put the all-time Bengals team together, we had Dave starting, so he's first-team All-Bengal.
Quick question for you, Tom. What school did he go to?
Somewhere in, I don't remember. That's one you stumped me on, but I can tell you he's from Massachusetts.
He's from Massachusetts and attended Syracuse University. Okay.
I do recall that. Yes, he did.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that was clear to everybody. And Caleb, if you can pop that graphic back on for 1 second, we want to thank our buddy Dalton. That was from his social media page. As always, does awesome work. So thank you, Dalton, for your wonderful graphic work and showing our man, the ruler of the jungle. And the other tidbit that kind of goes along with this, where you just talked about what position he played, and what's our record when that offensive line's ruler of the jungle?
We haven't lost, Tom. We're undefeated with the offensive line. As a matter of fact, they need to line them up the whole year. I don't care who they get in there.
And some have said
every week.
By his chassis specs, some said Bengal Jim classifies with an offensive lineman. So we'll add him. We'll add him to that.
I was asked when they made that call, Jim, please tell me you played offensive line. I said, matter of fact, in middle school, I was an offensive lineman and a defensive end. So yes, I qualified as an offensive lineman. We're undefeated.
An Iron Man, both sides of the field.
Hey, also today, the ribbon cutting for Paycor Stadium took place, guys. And I don't know if you've seen it. We may not have this picture ready, but you see Elizabeth Blackburn, Mike Brown, city officials there, Paycor officials for the ribbon cutting. But the picture on top of Paycor, on the side, there's the East Club Lounge. There's another picture I don't think we had ready, but no big deal. They have Paycor on the top of the canopy level at the stadium. It's pretty sharp. So we get those flybys and those flyovers and stuff. The camera views are going to be outstanding with Paycor Stadium on the top of the canopy there.
And kudos to incorporating that in. I think that East Lounge looks great. How they did that, as you mentioned, planes fly over. As we know, that's almost near the CVG lot. Well, they'll go over downtown. You'll see that from whatever they're at 10,000 feet as they approach CVG. So I think they did a good job of incorporating all that in, and I'm sure we'll see some more additions as the season goes and they get everything ordered.
All right, we're already a couple minutes behind, but we got to do a couple more quick things here. So I'm going to show you guys a picture, an image here that a buddy of mine, Stephen Thomas, took, and it is a one of a kind. That is the exact moment after the victory over the Raiders for the first Bengals playoff win in 30 plus years. It is a dynamic, beautiful photo. He has a couple of them, but let's go ahead and bring Caleb, if you could bring Steven on now, if you could find him in there. I know we got a lot of people in the waiting room. Steven, what's going on, man? Welcome.
Hey, Jim, thank you for having me.
All right, I'm going to pop this picture back up. But, dude, this is one of the most amazing picks I've ever seen. So you were donating for every one of these picks sold $35 to the Ken Anderson Alliance. I know you already sold a few. You're going to be out to tailgate this weekend. But can you tell the story? I'm going to have this picture up as you're telling a story. But I wanted Steven to share, first of all, $35 for every picture that he sells goes to the Ken Anderson Alliance. He's given us tracking on this, the whole 9 yards. But the story behind this picture is even such a cool story. I wanted everybody to hear this story. So, Steven, if you could, buddy, tell us about that.
Yeah, so I knew there would be national coverage. So that photo you're looking at is actually shot from two different buildings at River Center. So I was on the one on the left side that faces Paul Brown. I was on the one on the right side. And so I knew the game was going on. I had no concept at the time if it was the end of the game or whenever. And with that being said, I was on the side that faces the farthest side of Great American. Went in, changed the lenses, set up my tripod. Took about 10 minutes. Took my time because it was a little cold. I come out on the side of that building where Paul Brown is, and laid my tripod down, and maybe 45 seconds pass, and I got the first group of fireworks when they caught the interception. So I was like, okay, what's going on here? So a minute passes, and then before I know it, I got a whole string of fireworks going around, and essentially caught lightning in a bottle, which if I was inside for 11 minutes, I probably would have missed it, changing lenses.
It's just crazy. So Caleb, at some point in the chat area, we'll put a link in there. If you want to look at some of the photos that were taken that night, go ahead and click on that link. It takes you directly to one of the squares that Steven set up for us. There's multiple pictures in there. That one right here is by far my favorite one, catching the entire lit up downtown Cincinnati with the fireworks going off, because everybody knows, whether you were at that game or not, where you were, what you were doing when the Bengals, when those fireworks were going off. I know I was crying and hugging every stranger I could get a hold of, the boys, the family. So you captured a moment in Cincinnati football history, Steven, that is that will never be forgotten. And I think you used the term lightning in a bottle. I think you hit it right on the nose, buddy.
Yeah, the one thing with that, Jim, too, and you would attest because you have two prints, it essentially looks like an 8K TV. So it's not a print where you – two of the photos you'll see, the one with the fireworks on my iMac, I can almost make out jersey numbers. The one without the fireworks, I can almost make out people's faces. So the details are – it's not just a photo, it's really extreme.
Awesome. So the link's in there, guys. So if you want to order one of those, it look good in your man cave, at the office, wherever you want it. The cool thing about it, Steve's going to give us updates throughout the year where we stand on this and how much money is going to the Ken Anderson Alliance. But it is a one-of-a-kind print. Nobody has that pick from that view anywhere. So it's you're going to see this print across the city and across the region in different places, I guarantee you. But Steve, we appreciate it, buddy. It means a lot, and we'll see you down there Sunday.
Thank you.
We'll see you down there Sunday, right?
Sounds
all right,
great,
buddy.
Jim.
Thanks, man. Thanks again, buddy.
Thank you.
Good day. All right. So that was Steven. So, gosh, man, we got a lot of stuff. We got 11 minutes in. We already knocked out all this stuff. So, I guess let's man. There's a lot of people right now on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube watching this, man. And I know a lot of people are watching. They want to see that duck race. So let's go ahead and bring on Tony the Tiger, and let's get this duck race knocked out. And we're going to bring on the people from Make-A-Wish in a little bit as well. Tony, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, fellas? Who day?
Hey, man. Hey, we were just talking off air prior to coming on. Like, this is like the first day in like a month Tony hasn't had on his face paint. So this is what he looks like without face paint. But he did a reveal for a family that was close to him. He dressed up as Tony the Tiger and spiked the football with, was it a blue smoke that came out of it?
It was. That was a lot of fun. It was the first time I've ever done anything like that, but it was actually a lot of fun and enjoyable, and I really enjoyed doing that for him.
Got it. So, Tony, tell us a little about the Make-A-Wish, this duck race, and we'll pull these guys on after the duck race. But talk to us a little about what we just done and what's going on here with the charities that we're bringing to the table.
So, you guys are awesome. Who Day Nation and all the fans out there, you guys keep on giving. We see that. Everyone sees that, and just keep up the good work. We've collected over $27,000 already this year, and our season's just starting. We do have a goal of $75,000, but as I've talked to you guys and others, I really think $100,000 is obtainable, especially with the way that we've been given and the way you guys have been doing it. So it's been a great ride so far. We've been able to give to 8 different types of charities right now, so that just keeps on growing. We got over a dozen more to do over the year with our tailgates, our charity duck races, and some of the events that we got going on. So it's really important to understand that with this charity and the work that we do here at Bengal Jim and Friends, that 100% of the proceeds go to the charity that we're showcasing that week. So it's very transparent. We keep track of everything. We have some nice Excel sheets and datas and pie charts and all kinds of good stuff that can reflect that. So it's really nice to be able to do this with you guys. And one of the biggest things that we've done this year is not only, we had an off season as well. So Bengal Jim and Friends is now a 501c3 charity. So we are an organization that is tax deferred. So that's really good to know. We can help forward those funds and directly get those funds right to them charities as we need to. With the scheduling and tracking, just so you guys are aware, we've laid out the whole year. Like I said before, we've had a preseason too. So we talk to each charity, we lay out a schedule, talk to these charities not only to make sure that they're a good fit for us, but also that we're a good fit for them. So it's very transparent in what we do and what we're all about. So and also with our charities, you got to understand we try to hit all different aspects of charity, whether it's from mental health, scholarships, leadership, diseases, cancer. So we try to spread the wealth among all of them. And these are all local and state and national level charities. So we are spreading the wealth across the country. Now, if you guys are interested to get us a charity, by all means, reach out to us. But like I have already said, that we do have a schedule, and if we can't get you guys in this year, we'll definitely make sure we can get you for next year.
Before we get into the Make-A-Wish one, which we represented as part of this giveaway, can you tell the fans, Tony, who we're going to have Sunday down pregame and the charity that it's going to represent?
Yeah, so we have the Ken Anderson Alliance is going to be at our tailgate. Actually, part of the things that we're doing different this year is that the organization is actually going to be there in person to help out with the charities. You won't see me and my wife, Carrie, running around trying to get the money from you. We'll help, of course, but we'll have the actual organization there to help get those funds and sell them raffle tickets or cards or whatever we decide to do. Got a lot of great giveaways to give away as well, as we always do at the charity. We got some Ken Anderson jersey that'll be available. And we also have a signed Jamar Chase football. So this should be a good time.
Yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I guess, James, let's bring Tom back on and let's get to this duck race here. Let's talk about the duck race, Tom. Caleb, if you can bring Tom back on for us. So, guys, we wanted to go into this. We thought we would have a 2-week stretch where we'd have to sell these ducks. We wanted to limit it to 100 ducks being sold at $50 a piece. You guys raised over $5,000 for Make-A-Wish. And everybody that is watching made this happen, not just locally, national, or locally, it's national and international. Folks have donated to this. Most people do it out of the kindness of heart. A lot of people I want to donate to the charity, but I also want to win those damn tickets. We have 2 tickets donated to us by TickPick, section 124, row 15, I think. Seats 15. I'm sorry, row 20, section 124, rows 15, I think, 16, something like that.
Great seats. Great seats.
Great seats. Lower bowl, about $1,000 package, approximately $1,000 package of tickets donated to us for this charity for Make-A-Wish. And we raised over $5,300, guys. And that is all you guys doing that. So there's a lot of people anxious about this duck race, James. So let's go ahead and get to the biggest charity duck race we've ever done on the screen at one time.
Yeah, we did. And as we promised, we limited it to 100 ducks. So for every $50 somebody donated, they'll have a duck in there. Some donated 50, some did 100. I think the most was 5 or 250. So they'll have 5 ducks. Let's see if we can get this in here. Let me add this to the stream. And
hey, James, if I do play-by-play, you're going to do color commentary?
Yeah, and we're gonna try to announce everybody's ducks here as they're quacking down the Ohio. And is everybody ready? Here we go.
Let's
and
go.
Good luck to our 100 participants.
And they're off from the 275 bridge on the Ohio River in Anderson Township, charging down. Not a lot of separation as of yet. They swing by.
Bridget Levine in the way. Bridget Levine up front.
Rivertown Marina charging down hard. Still not really separating a whole lot.
Nathan Marquis close to the post up top. Karen Fisher. Who else we got? Shelby Baxter, Bob Gebhardt, Mark Deshawn. As we always say, you don't want to lead early.
Ohio is awful choppy. Middle of the Ohio is awful choppy. Nobody making a move there yet.
And you never want to leave early. Baby Joe Bradshaw in there. Let's see. Doug Hillen. All these names here. Tyler Bass in second.
Through the East End by the Montgomery and Boathouse. It's a match race. Uh-oh. We got a duck charging.
Jessica Alcock, congratulations. Yeah, as we said, you never want to lead early. Jessica came out from the back and took the top honor. So congratulations
Jessica.
To Jessica.
Jessica, please remind everybody in New Orleans that Who Day came before Who Dat.
2 years before.
1981, right. Who Dat 1983. So, but I hope you enjoy Cajun food and enjoy the Bengal win down there.
Jessica, if you're able to get down there, I'm buying your first beignet, and Tony's going to buy you a hurricane. So
hey, there you go, hurricane coming your way.
Hey, so thanks again to everybody that participated in that, and we appreciate TickPick for the 2 tickets. But most importantly, thank you for helping make a wish. And Tony, go ahead and let's just pull everybody on the screen right now. Let's see how this works. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, we did this for Make-A-Wish Foundation for Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana. So I got a couple individuals from that organization. We got Caroline and Catherine, who are actually Vance associates. They've both been with the company for over 1.5 years. And then we also have Juliet, who is an advisor board and is a 5-year volunteer with the organization. So if you guys don't mind, just tell us about Make-A-Wish and some of the things that this money will help be able to help do for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. So first, we just wanted to thank you guys so much for having us on here and for all that money that you raise. That is so awesome. You guys should give yourself a round of applause because that's really, really incredible. So thank you so much. And so we just kind of wanted to start a little bit about who Make-A-Wish is. And so Make-A-Wish grants the wishes of children with critical illnesses between the ages of 2.5 and 18. And wishes give hope, strength, and joy to these children and their families, and it really gives back their childhood to them. It gives just a little piece of it back, and that's really what we do at Make-A-Wish, and that we just love that part of our mission. And so Make-A-Wish is the largest wish granting organization, and it's broken into 59 chapters across the U.S., and it also has 31 international affiliates. So we are Make-A-Wish Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana, and that chapter is kind of divided into markets. So we are the Southern Ohio region, which is the greater Cincinnati area. And our fiscal year just ended on last Wednesday, and we granted 856 wishes in our entire chapter. And then in Southern Ohio alone, we granted 128 wishes. So we are just over the moon about that, because that is actually the most wishes that has ever been granted by any chapter. So we are super excited about that. And then we also kind of wanted to just talk about the wish types. So there are 5 different wish types: I wish to meet, I wish to be, I wish to have, I wish to go, and then my personal favorite, which is I wish to give. And then I just kind of want to pass it over to Catherine to talk a little bit about the wish impact and ways that you can get involved.
Yeah, thanks again for having us. We are so excited to be here. That I've never seen a duck race before. That was really exciting. So, but like Caroline was saying, we actually grant the most wishes out of any other chapter in the country, and we could not do that without our community. So we serve local wish kids, and the wish really isn't the thing that they get. And we are actually getting Bagels wishes this year. It's been kind of far and few in between. So it's been really cool to see the impact of this organization on our wish kids and the families. But it isn't just the thing they receive. It really is about the community coming behind and rooting for a kiddo and their family and giving them that hope and strength to really battle their critical illness. Because one of the biggest misconceptions is that we are a last wish organization, when actually 80% of all of our kids go on to lead big lives. And so you all are a part of that. So thank you so much. So you can check out ways that you can give or donate your time on oki.wish.org. So you can volunteer to be a wish granter. You can volunteer just to help us out with events, local events that we have around the Southern Ohio area. And then we also have 2 boards. We have an emerging leader board for young professionals. And then we also have our advisory board, which is really made up of community leaders in the Cincinnati area who really help guide us and advocate for our kiddos. And Juliet is actually part of our advisory board. And I love that you are wearing your Bengals jersey. It's amazing. So I'll throw it to Juliet so she can share a little bit more about her time with Make-A-Wish.
Hey guys, thanks for having us and thanks for raising all that money. That's going to help so much. The average cost of a wish is $10,000. So the $5,000 that you raised will pay for half of a wish. And then our gala, we just raised $587,000. So that's a lot more wishes we're going to pay for this year. I started with Make-A-Wish as a wish granter, and it was so rewarding and fulfilling. I've volunteered for many organizations over the years. The thing that makes Make-A-Wish different is you actually see the people that you help. These kids start out day to day, hooked up to machines with IVs, getting words from doctors that they don't understand. They're kind of scared. They're confused. They don't know what their future holds. And what you give them when you give them a wish is a chance to be a kid again. They actually can smile and laugh and play, and their siblings get to be a part of it. We include the whole family in wishes. It's not just the wish kid. So for a very short period of time, these kids can forget about their illness and just remember what it's like to be a kid. So that's what differentiates us from other organizations. After being a wish granter, I became a volunteer in the office, and then now I'm on the board because it's just one of the best things I've ever done. And if anyone wants to become a part of it, you can contact Bengal Gym, and then they can get you in contact with us, and we can fix you in wherever your talents will shine.
Yeah, one of the things that I love so much about Make-A-Wish was the powerful messages and videos that you guys share on social media. But one thing that amazed me the most was a lot of these people that get these Make-A-Wish granted, they actually come back and work with you guys as a volunteer as part of the organization. Can you talk a little bit about something like that?
Yeah, definitely. So someone in our office, actually both of her daughters are wish kids. And there's a lot of people who end up coming back and just working at our office, or just like you said, come back as volunteers. We had an advisory board member who unfortunately moved across the country, but she was a wish kid when she was younger. And then she was able to come back and be on our advisory board and kind of lead our advisory board and our emerging leaders board, which was really awesome. I don't know if Catherine and Juliet have any other examples that they'd like to share.
Well, we have a lot of wish moms that come back and want to give speeches to audiences and help raise money because they saw the impact that it had on their children. And, the devastation that they get when they get the news for the first time that their child is sick and that they don't really know what the future holds. And then they're given their child's greatest wish, their heartfelt wish, whether it's swimming with dolphins or going to Disney World or getting a room redo or a play set in their backyard, whatever it is, we'll make it happen. And like I said before, for that short time, they kind of forget about the illness. I mean, it never goes away, but it gives them a time to celebrate and play. And they know that impact and that positive energy really does help the entire family in those hard moments. So they want to come back and shine that grace on other kids.
Yeah, guys, this has been, for me, we've been doing charity work for many, many years, but I guess effective last year, as we got deep into some of these charities that we were kind of bringing to the table for the Bengal fans, I have learned so much about different charities, and I learned so much this last 2 weeks, kind of working through this and some of the stuff you told me today that you guys verbalized on screen today for us. These are things that I know I didn't know all this stuff, and the more people know, the more people understand and would be more giving to that. So you have a lot of people right now watching on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, hearing some of this stuff for the first time. And it's powerful. We appreciate everything you guys are doing for this organization.
A lot of people think that Make-A-Wish deals with dying children, and we deal with children with life-threatening illnesses. 85% of our children actually survive. So it's not a heavy organization. It's not, a down and out kind of thing. It's really an impactful, empowering, hopeful gift that you're giving people. And then you see the rewards later in life. It's really fantastic.
Well, guys, look, we're happy the Bengal fans can help, a little over $5,300, whatever it was, to help make half a wish come through for a kid. And we appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys and what you guys do.
See you guys. Thanks. All right, so we'll bring James back on and Tom. And I think what we should do, Tony, we'll put you in the waiting room if it's okay. And we're going to pull you back on here a little bit. But I think what we do now, Malik's in the waiting room. We were going to talk about the tailgate at 8:20. We're a little bit behind. We don't want to Malik wait any longer. We got all kinds of stuff to hit with Malik. So Without further ado, Tom, you want to do the introduction? I know you love this guy, man. I seen him play football at Coleraine High School, and dude, he's got a good arm, but he doesn't move like I do. I'm quick. I got the quickness, but he's got a better arm than I do. But you want to do the introduction for Malik?
If you would unmute, Tom, you got to unmute yourself. Rookie mistake.
They got me again. He breaks stories like nobody else does. I think he's either got an office or he has Paul Brown Stadium bugged. But he always he's sensational at that. Seems to always have his finger on the pulse, and he covers the Bengals. He covers the nation. He covers multiple sports. But tonight we've got him, and we're very lucky to have him just as the season starts. So, Malik, I don't know if we can pop you on. There is Malik Wright.
Yeah, I'll unmute you. Don't worry about it, Malik. I'll unmute you. No, you're still muted. There you go.
There you go.
Can you hear us, Malik?
I can hear you guys.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, man. Hey, I couldn't find those videos of the game up at Coleraine, man. I was hunting those damn things down. I think I deleted all the videos. I should have kept them, Malik.
Right. The historic film. You want to go look at Malik's greatest highlights where I threw for 7 touchdowns and 1 interception. And Jimmy jumps on. He jumps in the game and he tosses a couple picks. I think he threw, right?
Man, you have no proof of that, Malik. There's no picks. Like my 5-yard outs.
Oh my God, man! It's good to see you guys, man. It's good to be back here with you guys.
Yeah, man. Hey, Malik, we appreciate you being with us. Bud. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead and get us kicked off.
No, Malik. So, we've asked this of just about everybody. I think we even hit on it with you. But being down there and talking to everybody, certainly the national media, their love for Cincinnati and anything good that happens here. The Bengals weren't even off the field at the Super Bowl, and we were hearing about Super Bowl hangover. They don't have it. Won't happen. Can't repeat. Won't be good. And I'm not talking about going to the Super Bowl. So many things have to happen to going about that. But what do you feel is going on down at Paycor Stadium? Are they ready to go? Do you sense any letdown, or are they just as hungry as they were at the Super Bowl?
I think they're hungrier than they were last year. And here's my feedback for everyone that you guys see, in the national media saying, hey, this team is going to have a hangover, blah, 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 blah. You point to me one media member all across the nation that had the Cincinnati Bengals going to the Super Bowl last year. You won't be able to find one. The purpose of me bringing that up is, how can you have a hangover for a game that you weren't even supposed to be at? It was almost like the Bengals were playing with house money, right? They took advantage of an opportunity. One thing they say about teams that make the Super Bowl in the playoffs, it all comes down to health and who can get hot at the right time. The Bengals got hot in the second half of the season, and they were relatively healthy down the stretch. So when I look at it, I don't think that this Bengals football team is going to have a hangover. I think that's the only thing the national media and the people the talking heads, that's the only thing you can see them point to try to make sense of the Bengals making it to the Super Bowl last year. Because everybody's looking at it like, this team, no way in hell should they have been in the Super Bowl. But I got news for you. When you look at the landscape of the AFC, you name me a team that is better equipped to be back in that same position other than the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll wait, because there isn't any.
To follow up with that, though, Malik, I think they're a little deeper. Certainly they're more talented on the offensive line. I'm sure there are going to be some growing pains there as the guys get to know each other a little bit. But other than certainly the most difficult schedule, which in a way is a compliment, they seem, I think they did everything they could possibly do, and maybe even more. They exceeded a lot of offseason expectations here in town with the fan base.
For sure. I mean, I think that the Cincinnati Bengals, I think you're going to see a coming out party this year. A lot of people talk about what they did last year, but what people fail to realize is that Zach Taylor has never had a quarterback like Joe Burrow, right? He's had Ryan Tannehill and Jared Goff. He's never had a guy who could say, hey, here are the keys. It's up to you to drive the car. Now he's got that. So just as well as Joe Burrow was trying to figure out the NFL and recover from an ACL surgery, Zach Taylor was trying to figure out him. They were trying to get used to one another. Now he knows what he has in a quarterback. And I believe he's going to let that dog off the chain. And I think Joe Burrow's going to shock a lot of people. And I'm going to say it right here on the show. Joe Burrow's going to lead the NFL in touchdown passes this year, because I don't think that there is a soul alive on any defense that could stop the three-headed monster in Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. And if you have an answer for them, you don't have an answer for Hayden Hurst.
Joe Mixon's in that mix now.
Oh, yeah. That's the dark horse. That's the dark horse. I expect – listen, Joe Mixon has performed – when you consider the offensive lines he's had to run behind, the guy has performed and exceeded expectations. Now he's got – I personally think the best offensive line we've had here in Cincinnati probably since the 2015 season. So, yeah, if you ask me, man, I think that Joe Mixon's going to shock a lot of people. I love Joe Burrow's MVP odds. For those of my bettors out there, I think Joe Burrow's going to shock a lot of people. I got my main man, Daniel, sitting here watching with me right now. He's a big betting guy. We got our betting show debuting this upcoming Saturday as well, which I'm pumped for. But yeah, Joe Burrow to win MVP, I think that's something people should be looking at.
Malik, you mentioned your betting show. It's been an exciting last 7 days for you. You want to touch on all the excitement, all the good news you have to tell everybody about?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, I moved to the great state of Ohio, right here in Cincinnati in the Hyde Park area. Really, really pumped to be here, living with one of my best friends and Daniel, and we're running the show together. We just recently partnered with First Star Logistics, came out with some awesome merch too, if you guys can't tell. They sit down with Wright, which we do a show with them every single Monday and Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. You can see us there while we're debating all sports, the NFL, the UFC, the NBA, and so much, much more. This is now my second show this week. I got another show tomorrow morning, and then I got a show on Saturday, and I'm really, really pumped about it all. It's been really, really exciting. It's been a crazy last few days, but I wouldn't rather be in any other city doing what I love.
Yeah, well, welcome to the Natty, brother. We knew you were coming, man. It's good to have you. Good to have you here. Tom, I know you had a couple more, buddy.
Yeah, Malik, as we look into the future and the excitement of this season, we do have to deal with this week. Do you see this normally the week the Bengals do it, and we haven't heard any rumblings really about it? Do you see any contract extensions coming this week for the guys that are going to be free agents next year?
I don't really see anything coming this week down the pipeline. Obviously, everybody wants to know about the Jesse Bates situation. That obviously can't happen because of the franchise tag, and the Bengals won't be able to negotiate with him until obviously next offseason. And I think that's the big fish for them still. I think that's a guy that they still want to bring back. I think everybody is eyeing the Daxton Hill pickup and thinking, oh, we're writing Jesse Bates off. I wouldn't say so. Remember, they're going to be two safeties that are free agents. I've been saying that since the night they drafted him. I wouldn't say that the ship has sailed on the Jesse Bates end. Remember, Von Bell's still a free agent too. And I think this is the Bengals pretty much just covering all their bases.
Right. Everybody that's viewing right now, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, any questions for Malik, throw them in there. We'll try to throw as many as we can at him. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, make sure you smash that subscribe button as well. We got a ton of people watching on YouTube, but we can't track the information on that. So if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Malik, tell us about any surprises last week in Cut Down Day. I didn't think anything really surprised me at all, but anything that stuck out to you during Cut Down Day?
Nothing really stuck out to me. I was surprised that they kept Thad Moss on the practice spot until they recently obviously cut him and things of that nature. But there was really not too many things that I would say that were shocking. I think everything was cut and dry. I will say the one that shocked a lot of people, maybe Drew Chrisman losing the punting battle to Kevin Huber. That didn't really shock me too much. I know Kevin Huber was dealing with a lot last offseason, a lot of stuff that unfortunately I can't disclose, but I think the guy was given a bad break, and I think he had a lot of stuff going on mentally, and I expect to see a stronger season from him this year.
Got it. Hey, so let's go to a couple viewer questions. We got a bunch of them in here. Caleb, you can pop on whichever ones you want right now. So right off the bat, Malik, they want your regular season prediction, brother.
Bengals 13 wins.
Ooh.
Is there a fan that wouldn't take that? Come on now. I say 17-0, but Malik's going to be wrong on that one. It's
13 wins would be the best regular season in Bengals history.
Oh yeah, well this is going to be that. Listen, this is the year for breaking records. Joe Burrow broke a couple last year. I expect more to be broken this year.
All right, we have a question from Lisa here, and as somebody that has some stock in Hayden Hurst and some fantasy teams, Lisa asks, let's see here, your thoughts on Hayden. Is there going to be enough football to go around to give me any fantasy points this year?
If you know anything about, and Lisa's awesome. I got to meet her at Bengals Gym's tailgate last year. We took a picture together. She's amazing. I would say I think Hayden Hurst is going to shock a lot of people. If you know one thing about Joe Burrow at LSU, he loved his tight ends. He even made certain people last season look very, very above average, and we know that they are average. So I think that we definitely upgraded the tight end position, and I expect that to boom in a big way. So I expect Hayden Hurst to have a fantastic season. I even think that if you have the opportunity to grab him in your fantasy leagues, if you haven't started drafting just yet, definitely grab Hayden Hurst because I think he can perform like a tight end one this year.
And staying on that tight end position, we saw the white Bronco pull up to Paycor Stadium. O.J. Howard jumped out of it.
Yeah.
He stayed for a little bit, jumped back in that white Bronco, and drove it to Houston. What the heck happened?
Devin Asiasi, that's what happened. The Bengals started claiming for him, didn't think they were going to get him, and they wound up getting him. And it's like, okay, now we have an overabundance at the tight end position. Would you want O.J. Howard, who's been dealing with injuries and things of that nature, and who's asking for a little bit more security, or would you want a guy that's on his rookie deal still, and you just picked him off of waivers, and you didn't really have to cost you too much, if you will. It was a no-brainer for them. I wasn't thrilled about it personally, but I'm not the one calling the shots.
Yeah, it's funny. So our producer in the back right now, Caleb, is sending private messages, but he's also got on YouTube, and I think posted this too. He really wants to know best prop bets, locks of the year.
Let me stop you right there. I'm going to do you guys a huge favor. Hold on 1 second. Daniel, come in here. Pull on the screen. Daniel is our betting guy. He is my co-host of the Sit Down with Malik, Wright, and he is joining the gym for the first time. Daniel, give the people your two best prop bets locks of the year.
So I appreciate being on here, guys. It's a pleasure. Malik's talked a lot about you guys. So the two best prop bets, because we do a lot, right? We do, weekly prop bets, but I'm going to give you two prop bets for the entire NFL season. Number one, Travis Etienne over 1,000 scrimmage yards, right? The reason why we like this is because he's going to get a lot of work in the new Jaguar system. All I needed to see was one preseason game. I saw him play one full series, and they were going to use him like a workhorse in the running game and in the passing game. His scrimmage yards is set at 1,000. Hammer the over. And also, since we're, on the Bengals podcast, might as well Joe Mixon over, I think, 1,250 scrimmage yards. Yeah. He's hit that in 3 of the past 4 years. He's going to get a ton of work this year. I really don't see the reason why the line is so low. People are saying, there's a lot of mouths to feed. He hit that with not the best offensive line, and you improve the offensive line, hammer the over, Joe Mixon and Travis Etienne. Both of those guys love it.
Oh, now two props for the week.
Two props for the week. We, we haven't necessarily, hammered those in, but there are a couple lines we like. I mean, I don't want to give too much out, but the Broncos over the Seahawks, hammer that, and also obviously the Bengals over the Steelers. I would parlay those two money line, gets yourself, some pretty good odds. So those are my two favorite plays
money.
for the week.
Easy money.
Hey. So if anybody's been following these guys, especially Malik for the past few years, these guys, it's pretty damn amazing how they know stuff. I don't know. I think they're better than Vegas at times, but we appreciate the prop bets because I can tell you right now, I can see Caleb in the back right now putting bets down right now. So
that's a good thing. Seriously, we're one of the first people here in Cincinnati. I think we might be the first people here in Cincinnati that are really starting to take over the betting scene as well. And we know betting doesn't become legal in Ohio until January 1st. Well, we're like a lot of the things that we do. We like to be the first to do anything, if you will, but more so we want to do it the correct way, the right way, if you will. And I'm pretty excited about everything that we're going to do this upcoming year. I'm excited for the betting show that's getting launched on Saturday. We cover everything, not just from the NFL. We cover the UFC, we cover the NBA. So a lot of fun stuff happening. I'm really, really pumped up about it.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. Hey, you're one of our favorite follows. I know Tom, James, and I, and Jamie, and everybody, Caleb, and Tony, we love following you, and not just during football season. We love following you in the off season as well, man. You bring a lot of good insight, you and your folks, man.
Thank you.
All right, so let's change gears just slightly. If you got a couple more minutes, we really want to let's talk about the rest of the AFC North, guys. You know, a lot of folks picking the Ratbirds to win it. People giving better expectations for the city near West Virginia to do pretty good this year, and then the city up north. Talk about our three division rivals here and what your thoughts are around them.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin will have his first losing season as the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. That is not a bold take. That is
Malik. Now we got you on full screen. Can you say that again? Can you repeat that?
Mike Tomlin will have his first losing season as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers this year.
Yeah,
there's
a clip right there, bro.
Yep, they have the worst offensive line that I've seen. It's absolutely abysmal. The defensive line isn't as dominant. I think people are starting to catch on to what they like to do. I think their defensive scheme is getting a little older. Obviously, they'll still have their games in which they're able to apply pressure on the quarterback. But I also think their defensive backcourt still sucks outside of Minkah Fitzpatrick. In terms of the Ravens, I think the Ravens are going to struggle offensively. They're not going to be they're still going to get theirs. Lamar Jackson's still a phenomenal player, but they're not that same offensive juggernaut. It's pretty much a one-trick pony. It's kind of, they might run the wishbone offense this year. We'll see. But they go out there, they add a bunch of tight ends, they lose the speedy element in Hollywood Brown, take them off the team. Now they got Rashad Bateman. Don't expect too much out of the Baltimore Ravens, although I think the Baltimore Ravens might be our closest competition in the division, because I do expect their defense to still be classic, the classic Baltimore Ravens defense. I think the Cleveland Browns will get in their own way. Obviously, they don't have a capable quarterback right now, and they've got a lot of stuff going on with them that, it's just interesting to say the least. But Jacoby Brissett, needless to say, is that guy. He's a guy that might be able to win him a game or two, I think, personally, but I just don't think the team is as talented. So I'm not really expecting too much of the Cleveland Browns. I think the division is going to come down to the Bengals and the Ravens, and I expect the Bengals to win the division going away.
Going back to the Ravens, Malik, touching on the Lamar Jackson situation, we know they're in the midst of contract talks. If you had a bet sitting here today, September 6, 2022, is Lamar Jackson in Miami coming up, or do you see him getting a long-term deal with a lot of that guaranteed money that he's asking for?
I don't think he's going to get that guaranteed money that he's asking for, and I think the Ravens are very hesitant on it for good reason, obviously. It's rough. It's rough to see where his landing spot's going to be, because obviously with the franchise tag and things of that nature, I'm not quite sure what to make of the Ravens and Lamar Jackson negotiations. I think it's interesting the guy's negotiating without an agent, especially when you look at it. He's asking for things, and I think the big thing that the Ravens want to see is that progression that you see from some of these other quarterbacks. And I understand there's a lot of guaranteed money being thrown out right now, but it's also you got to earn it. You got to earn it. And I just think that with Lamar Jackson's play style, it's kind of a risky business to get into with playing that guaranteed money talk, so if you will. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to agree on something.
Tom?
Malik, we were talking about how the Bengals finished last year. One of my takes at the end of the year, even through the playoffs, is the Bengals never played their best game. They never played a near perfect football game for 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Both games against Kansas City, so forth. I still think that's ahead of them. How do you see the defense being with that? Because the defense is what really turned on in the playoffs, made the big plays. Do you think all the pieces are there, at least with the starting 11? I know there's maybe some concern with some depth in certain position areas, but do you think everything is there? Do you think that they're comfortable enough with the scheme to turn it up and have that championship defense?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think that the players are comfortable in the scheme. I think Lou did a fantastic job since he's been here. He was setting a foundation from year one when he first took over as defensive coordinator. Now he's finally got his guys in there. I'm excited to see how Joseph Ossai does, pairing with Trey Hendrickson, and you got Sam Hubbard moving into 3-tech at times, splitting time with BJ Hill and Reader, obviously, and rushing the passer. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting defensive schemes this year from Lou Anarumo and different blitzes that he's going to run at you, because I think that the Bengals defensive line is pretty deep. One of my favorite guys on the defensive line for the Bengals is Jeff Gunter. I was super excited when they were able to get him, and I think he's going to shock a lot of people on the depth piece, and I think down the road he could honestly turn into a starter. So I'm pretty pumped up about this Bengals defensive line. I want to see Akeem Davis-Gaither take that next step at the linebacking position. I like what I've seen from Jermaine Pratt I think this is a contract year for Jermaine Pratt, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing with his hair on fire. Well, he doesn't have any hair, so he'll be playing with his beard on fire. I think Logan Wilson is going to continue to be the best linebacker that we have, and I expect great things from the secondary as well. Hoping I'm rooting for my man Eli Apple on the boundary as well.
Absolutely. Hey, there's a good question in here. We'll keep it just for another minute here. I thought John Stanger asked a good question here. With the improvement on the offensive line, I think, was it 70 sacks last year? What is your over and under on sacks allowed by the Bengals this year?
See, that's tough because Joe Burrow also leads himself into a lot of sacks because of the way he plays. He holds onto the ball a lot longer than it's less ideal, if you will, but he's always looking for a guy to get open. That's why he's always looking for that big play. Man, this is tough. I would say that what is my over under? I mean, he got sacked how many times last year?
70.
Too many.
I would say 44 sacks, and I would take the under. I would take the under on Joe Burrow being sacked 44 times. I think he'll probably get sacked about 38, 37, but I don't think it'll be a lot of them to be on the offensive line. I think a lot of it will be on him. So because how he played.
And that sack total was the entire year, playoffs and Super Bowl as well. So we'll take 40 sacks through the Super Bowl with a W. So we'll be good. Yeah, Tom, I think you had another one, buddy.
Yeah, it kind of piggybacking on James' question before about Lamar Jackson. Malik, it's going into next year. You think the Bengals extend Joe Burrow next year, and you think they're prepared to do it? Do you think money's going to be a problem? Do you think Joe's going to be a problem if we listen to C.J. Uzomah?
No, don't listen to C.J. Uzomah. He's over in New York bitter. What I'll say to you is I think the Bengals are salivating. I actually know this was told to me. The Bengals are salivating for the opportunity to extend Joe Burrow. The second that they get the chance to extend Joe Burrow, they're going to do so. So
good. Perfect.
Yep, good stuff. James, anything else? I've kept him longer, kept Malik a little bit longer than I told him. But
yeah, we'll do one more viewer questions. And again, we appreciate Malik joining us, and we appreciate everybody that tunes in every week. We'll do the last question here by Jared Wolf. Who's your breakout player this year for our beloved Bengals?
That is a good question.
Great question.
It is a great question. I'm going to go with a non-sexy position here. Okay, Jonah Williams. I think Jonah Williams is going to be the breakout player for the Bengals this year. I think Jonah Williams is going to be that left tackle that we're all expecting him to be, and I think he's going to shock a lot of people. I think Jonah Williams is phenomenal. I think he now finally has the core around him in which he can excel. I think that this is another year in the Frank Pollock system, another year with Joe Burrow as his quarterback. And another year of him obviously playing with that new. I know he reshaped his body last year to fill out and be more of a bigger guy, if you will. I think that Jonah Williams is going to be the Bengals breakout player this year.
Any chance of you did mention the fact don't expect any contract extensions. He'd be somebody that's eligible. Nothing will happen between now and Sunday with him possibly getting extended long term.
Wait, who's that?
With Jonah.
I don't see Jonah getting extended before Sunday. I think he will get extended, obviously, but I think that this is a proven year for him as well. I think he needs to prove himself a little bit more.
Got it.
Malik, I like the breakout player, Jonah Williams. People always like the skill position players when you talk about that, because that's where my head goes right off the bat. Because my personal belief and opinion is, I really think Chris Evans is going to get some great opportunities. He's going to break.
I was going to go there. I was going to go there. I think that Chris Evans is going to be huge as a pass catcher out of the backfield. We even saw strides of it last year, especially in the Lions game. I think we're going to see some more of that. It's a shame because when I look at Chris Evans, I always go back to Giovanni Bernard. I'm like, damn, what could have been? If we would have just used him the way that I think that Gio was so talented, was capable of being used before the ACL tears and stuff. But no, I think that Chris Evans is going to be a phenomenal addition to this Bengals football team. I'm excited to see him in the return game as well. The guy's electric.
Yep. Well, hey, man, we appreciate you being on with us tonight. Tell everybody right now where they can find you, your new show, your YouTube, everything. If you give the scoop to everybody.
Awesome. So I'm going to go on a big of a spiel real quick, guys. So you access the show. You simply go to the YouTube and you type in the Sit Down with Malik Wright. I want everybody to do that. Go type in the Sit Down with Malik Wright. Subscribe. Leave a comment, leave a like. We greatly appreciate it all. Thank you to First Star, obviously, for believing in us and going on this journey with crazy dude from New Jersey who just believed in his vision, believed in his process, and loves his Bengals. But that's where you guys can follow us. Obviously, you can find me on Twitter at Wright Report, things of that nature. And Bengals Jim, the cool thing as well, my man, this Sunday, I want to talk to you about it a little bit more. But we're going to be doing a giveaway. One thing that I wanted to do with me being in Cincinnati is I wanted to increase the game day environment, right? The game day experience, if you will. Obviously, Bengals Jim does a phenomenal job. He's the GOAT of it all. And he does a fantastic job with his tailgate. And I truly mean that. I don't think there's anyone doing it better in any fan base. But I'd say that got me motivated to want to do more for the fan base. So if you guys can find me on Sunday, I'll be giving away free copies of Madden 23. Around 11 a.m., I'll be doing some Bengals trivia questions, challenging you guys' knowledge of your Bengals, whether it's the history of the Bengals or even maybe some current stuff. You get it right, we'll have copies for all systems in terms of Xbox One and PS5 and things of that nature. So if you guys can find me, I should be in Hilltop lot. I think that's where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm not sure. Maybe Bengals Jim help me out there with something. But if you guys want to win a free copy of Madden, come find me, and we can take some pictures and meet each other as well.
So, are you telling me you're not coming to our tailgate?
No, I'm coming to your tailgate. Bengals Jim, if you get me on the mic for 5 minutes, I'll be able to do a trivia with people.
Hey, so just to let you know, we happen to have a sound system and a mic. You got it, brother. Just come on down and talk to James. James is going to direct that. We got you.
Never mind. You guys can catch us at Bengals Jim's tailgate.
There you go. We're going to have one copy for a special guest that'll be down there after Malik rubs elbows with Seg over there in the First Star Logistics tailgate. He's going to make an appearance with us. He's going to bring one of those. We're going to put him on the spot here, and one lucky winner Sunday at Bengal Jim's is going to get a copy of Madden. How's that?
Yes, sir. I love the sound of that. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, Malik, we'll Ken Anderson's going to be there, but we're going to give you the mic and not Kenny. He'll be drinking, so we'll be good.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, thanks for being with us, man. We'll see you Sunday, big dog.
Absolutely, brother.
Thanks a ton, Malik.
See you guys next time.
Congratulations.
See you. He's always good, man. He's always fun. I know Caleb's in the background writing down all the prop bets and stuff. He's already probably got his money on these bets now. So
is Caleb going to share any money with him?
That's a good idea. Like if you do win, Caleb, you got to go give him 10% of your winnings or something. I don't know.
I'm just going to say he's never shared any with me.
Yeah, I actually subscribe to Malik's betting Patreon. I pay Malik every month for his picks, even when he doesn't win. I pay for Malik's picks. I was just trying to get a couple of them out there for free for the viewers. No, I've been a paid Patreon for quite a while. His UFC picks and his NFL draft picks are the truth. Like he literally nailed 1 through 7 this year. And I mean, you were there. You know how much money I won off of it. I mean, it was insane. I mean, he knew it weeks before. He knew where everyone was being drafted. It was phenomenal.
So I'm going to pop up. We're going to change gears because it's getting close to that time. I'm going to pop up a graphic here. Okay, there's this graphic. If you've been to the tailgate, you've probably seen this guy. You're like, man, that guy looks familiar. Seen him? He's at the tailgate helping with whatever needs done. Setup, tear down, DJing, lighting your cigar, drinking a Kenny's. He's there. He's a big part behind the scenes. But this year, we've expanded his role, right, Bengal Jim?
We did, and there he is. Look at him.
Without the Versace sunglasses, here he is in the flesh. And Mark, welcome. Tell everybody what's going to happen this year. Uh-oh.
You're mute.
He
was working fine earlier.
Are we good now?
Yes.
You're good.
All right. Sorry about that. So I'll say first, thanks for having me. And so, obviously we do stuff by the fans for the fans, and we love tailgating. That's a huge part, but it seems, sometimes a lot of it gets missed in a lot of the things that we do, and we're always running around and hooking this up or taking the trash out. So we're going to have a little segment on the show called On the Mark. And basically, I will be interviewing fans during the tailgates, and I'll be asking a few different questions. We'll even have this during the bye weeks. And when that happens, I'll be, somewhere downtown Cincinnati or somewhere around the great, tri-state area, and I'll be interviewing fans and just getting their ideas and just trying to have a little bit more fun and take more pictures and show more of the actual tailgate experience.
So we appreciate you joining us, having you on board. It is something that's often overlooked. We get the messages on social media. Hey, what's the particulars on Bengal gyms? Does it cost to attend? What do I need? Do I need a ticket? Can I park there? And it's so much fun down there, and it's so busy that day. But a lot of the fun that we have, we can't share because we're going a million different directions. So Mark's offered to step up, kind of capture some of that fun that happens on Sundays in Lot E, the southeast corner of Paycor Stadium in Lot E. As he mentioned, he's going to interview fans. So we'll have that segment on the following week. And then when the Bengals aren't at home and we're not tailgating in Lot E, Mark's going to go out in the streets and interview fans. It could be at the mall. It could be downtown. It could be people still go to the mall, outdoor mall, maybe. Anyways, he'll be out there in the trenches with some questions. You may win a prize. You may just get a high five. Who knows? So, Mark, we're excited to have you on board. We appreciate everything you've done for years behind the scenes. And now, since you got the face for TV, we're bringing you up front on camera.
I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
Jimmy, am I forgetting anything?
Yeah, man, that picture right there, Mark. I don't know who in the hell. I don't know what you were doing. I don't know. It's good. Nah, man, let's do this real quick. Let's go through the rest of this. Then we got something to end it here quickly. But let's bring on Tony. Let's bring on Caleb. So, guys, also that we talked about earlier at the tailgates. This year the thing we're going to do a little differently is continue to work with the charities. This week we've got Ken Anderson Alliance. Ken Anderson Alliance bringing about 6 of their people down, along with Ken Anderson and the president of the organization, Kevin Potts. Tony's going to be facilitating that fundraiser that day. The charity folks are going to go throughout the tailgate with the Tony. What are we doing? We doing raffles? We doing cards again? What have you made a decision on that yet?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go with our cards, where we just rip the cards in half, and you keep your half, and we'll have the other half, and hoping to sell out multiple decks. Make sure you bring the cash. We will have some Venmo available, but looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So Tony and Kerry last year were running their butts off during the tailgate. Couldn't even have a whole lot of fun because they were working so hard with the charities. Now they're just going to be facilitating. They're still going to be involved, but they'll have people helping them go through the crowd and everything. And Caleb will be there as usual. At
10:30. At 10:30.
No, he's going to be there earlier. He's going to be there earlier. I got him. I got money on this.
We're going to have a segment of the show. What time Caleb arrives to the tailgate? Mark, maybe you can include that in your segment.
I'll write that down.
All right. And then another thing for the tailgate, we want to mention our buddy Dell with 16 lots. Actually, maybe all 3. You might see all 4 of those people at the tailgate. Who knows? But one thing that is certain, Dell will be there with the 16 lots, as we mentioned multiple times. Ken Anderson Alliance, and Kenny will be there leading a toast again. And then if you've watched social media all week, you're going to have an opportunity to eat some of this yummy food. Let's see. We want to tell people that you don't have tickets, whether it's this week, whether it's a Thursday night game, whether it's down the road. You can go online. You don't even have to go to a Gold Star store. You can register for tickets to the Bengals games. Just go to their website. And then speaking of Gold Star, we have the gentleman in the bottom left that enjoyed some as part of the Taste of Cincinnati, Jimmy and Caleb. I think you had some bites of that, and it wasn't just the conies. I believe they had hamburgers there too.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, it's funny you hear people talk about Gold Star Chili, but let me tell you, Caleb and Tony and I and Carrie and Trish and everybody that was there, their hamburgers are absolutely amazing. And I got a feeling you're going to see some burgers down at the tailgate this year too. This is a major partnership with us and Gold Star, guys. They're going to have about 500 conies down there for a Sunday. So it is going to be one hell of a time down there Sunday, and a lot of great Gold Star chili and probably some burgers at some point. So we're firming up some more stuff with them here by the end of the week. So very cool stuff.
And one other graphic we're going to show. We don't recommend this at home. I don't believe it was warmed up. We recommend you put one of Kenny's day drinking beers in the Bengal Gym koozie, not a can of Gold Star, but here we see our friend, the Bengalorian, that decided to chug some. Again, can't confirm if it was warmed up or not, but you'll get a chance to see the Bengalorian Sunday at Bengal Gyms as well. So if you want to be seen with celebrities, just come to the southeast corner of Paycor Stadium, have some fun, meet the charities, meet Ken Anderson, Tony the Tiger, Bengal Gym, the Bengalorian, and say hi.
Yeah, real quick, got to talk about Camp Washington Chile. Was a partner of ours most of last year. Maria down there just cannot wait to do that again with us. So not just one, but two chili places, two of the best in the city. But Camp Washington Chile will be there. But also a big surprise. Every game we got 3 restaurants this year. Opening day we got Gold Star, Camp Washington, and also Gomez Tacos is going to be down there. Now they're setting up a very high-end nacho bar, and if you've never seen their stuff, they're going to be getting down there at I think 5, 6 in the morning to cook all this stuff and bring it down. But we got 3 restaurants. I think Luke and Joe are bringing about 40 to 50 pounds of pulled pork. We got just all kinds of stuff going on, guys.
One other thing. If we're trying to get some of these at the tailgate, can't guarantee that. If you're in town, if you're coming in town for the Bengals game, stop by Cincy Shirts. You'll be guaranteed to get one of those. We are trying to get some limited supplies at the tailgate, not confirmed. Our buddy Josh at Cincy Shirts is doing everything he can to make that happen. Obviously, we will have the koozies there. But if you're in town, stop by Cincy Shirts over the weekend. There are 3 locations will be open. And maybe if we get lucky, we might have some available Sunday at the tailgate. But you mentioned another person we're going to have down, Alicia. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your toes.
Yeah, no. There's so much stuff going on. We're trying to cram this in here at the last minute. So Ken Anderson, Malik's going to be down there. We got a bunch of other folks coming down, some surprises, Bengal families. But Alicia Reese, the Hamilton County Commissioner, will be at the tailgate doing a toast for us. She's also going to talk a little bit about what's going on across the street. I think it's called the Black Music Walk of Fame. That will be there. So Alicia, good friend of the show, got to meet her, know her really, really well last year. A lot of different events we attended. But Alicia Reese will also be there. And you'll probably run into some Bengal front office people. They seem to kind of come down and check out the crowd during the tailgate as well. But, man, I tell you what, this is something new. We're going to try this. We're going to keep everybody in the screen. And Tom has been working really hard for this the last couple of weeks. But we've got our first.
Hey, folks, it's time for the 2-minute warning.
Tom, we got a 2-minute warning, brother. We got it.
Here we go. Joe Walter of everybody.
Yeah, Joe Walter. And guys, Tom was on the phone with me, I don't know, late last week. And I probably sent 20-something text messages out. I got a response from half of them. We're going to have more players with that 2-minute warning. We've got a couple more we already got in the that we have saved in here, but we have more coming. But 2-minute warning, guys. Let's go through it. Everybody on the screen. We'll go ahead and start with you, Tom, if it's okay.
No problem. First thing I wanted to ask James from all the pictures that were showing up, is it possible for the Bengalorian to shotgun a beer with that mask on? Just, I don't know.
He'll be there. He'll be there. We can ask. One other celebrity that we didn't mention is courtesy of our friends Craig and Matt at Cincy Beer Fest. Big Burrow will be there. So if you've never been down, and I'm not stealing your thunder, Tom, we'll reset the shot clock for you. If you've never been down and your kid's like, where's Bengal Gyms? I can't find it. Look for the 35-foot tall, world's largest Joe Burrow with the white jersey on. When you see that, just come straight towards. It's like Mecca, just like Gregorian chants. You can start hearing those, and then you'll see the wave of Bengals fans. and come on in, introduce yourself, and say hi. All right, Tom. Ran over.
No problem. I agree with Malik's assessment of all of our competition in the AFC North. That being said, the Steelers had a down year last year, and they still made the playoffs. They're dangerous. And, the Bengals are going to have their A game together. Nothing less than the best, but I think they're up to the task. I think they have progressed exactly the way Coach Taylor wanted them to. And I think Joe Burrow is healthy. And I think the defense is ready to get after that Steeler offensive line and whoever they have back there at quarterback. Harass Trubisky. Don't let him get in a rhythm. Don't let him be that quarterback that he was the year he did make the Pro Bowl. But I think it's going to be a great way to start off the season and get everybody fired up. So get down to Bengal Jim's tailgate early and be ungodly loud inside Paycor Stadium.
Hell yeah. Let's go to Caleb.
All right, I'm going to go with what's behind me. I'm going to highlight on the game. Few people in the chat ask about score predictions. I got 34-10 Bengals. That's my prediction for the weekend, and a lot of beers drinking, a lot of shotgun contest, a lot of beers drinking. Bengal Lauren, if you're listening, I want to chug a beer against you. Let's do this. And also throughout the year, I want to do my 2 best bets that I'm going to do each year. Obviously, we're not going to have Malik on every week. I want to do my best 2 bets that aren't Bengals related. And I'm going with this week with Kyle Pitts over receiving yards and Elijah Moore anytime touchdown. Those are my 2 predictions for this week. And over to you, James.
Excited for the weekend. We've got so much going on. So much, as we've said, goes on behind the scenes, whether it's Tony's charity work, where it's Craig and Dell getting the beer, Craig doing the Bengal bombs, Jimmy just doing so much of the legwork on the food side. One thing we haven't touched on, our friends at Cincinnati Music Accelerator, Kick Lee, will have an announcement this week on our social media announcing Kick will be there doing all of our audio this year. We have a special acoustic set on Sunday with our buddy Chad Ishmael. So DJ, live music, T-shirts, charity, Bengal bombs. It's like a 3-ring circus down there at Lottie. Again, come on by. We do have donation jars if you're enjoying the food and drink. Pitch in. We have the great charity items. See Tony for the specifics on that. And see Mark if you want to be on the segment. Get with Mark. You might make the cut and air on Bengal Jim Show next week. And a lot of fun. So look forward to it. And look forward to seeing all of our friends down there at Lottie. Tony?
Thanks. I'm really excited for the year. I'm very passionate about the charity, as some of you guys know. So I'm really excited about what we got planned for you guys this year. Looking forward to interacting with everyone, seeing everyone back at the jungle. Very excited. It's going to be a hell of a long week for us as we wait for Sunday to come up. So just looking for a great time with you guys. And you know what? With the charity work that we do, I just want to make everybody understand that every little dollar that we earn is 100% to that charity, and we make a big difference. It really does. So appreciate everyone. Hooday.
Awesome.
Here's one thing, Jimmy, before you go. We have somebody that tuned in late, Miss Shelly Johnson. Did you miss the duck race? Unfortunately, Shelly, you did. Jessica Alcock, was that the lady's name that won? So congratulations to Jessica, and this kind of brings it a good point. If you missed any of the show and you want to go back and watch it, go to YouTube. You can subscribe, watch it there. We also have an audio version podcast. If you're driving in your car and just want to listen to the audio portion, you can do that as well. Jim, go ahead and close this out.
Actually, Mark, go ahead, buddy.
Oh, I just want to say I can hardly contain my excitement. I can't wait to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday to head down to the stadium and set up. We do a lot of events throughout the year, so I've gotten to see a lot of people, but it's, when you go to games and you see people every week, they almost become like a family. So I can't wait to see the rest of my orange and black family down at the stadium on Sunday. Hooday.
Awesome. Real quick, guys. PSA, public service announcement for every Bengal fan. I don't want to hear one Bengal fan complaining about not being able to get parking and getting late into the game. Get down there early. If you were going to leave at 10, I would tell you to leave at 8:30. Get down there early. The parking is limited down there. You got the practice bubble, the hilltop that's not moved yet. There's still limited parking. The county and Bengals are trying to work through. It's easily resolved. Just get down there early. Find a spot, 2nd or 3rd Street. Go wherever Northern Kentucky, and walk across. There's plenty of parking, but you got to make sure you get there early. If you leave at 10:30 at the house to get down to the game, you're going to have trouble finding parking and getting into that game on time. Get down there early. And guys, if you could get down there before 9, that'd be great because you can help us set up. We have a lot of stuff to set up this week. So rain, snow, sleet, or shine, it doesn't matter. We will be down there ready to go. Keep an eye on the weather. It doesn't matter. Just dress appropriately. And guys, next week, this journey started April 2020 with a online virtual draft party. We had no idea 3 years later, 2.5 years later, we'd still be here doing what we're doing because we're having a hell of a lot of fun with you. Our 100th episode. It doesn't count all the specials, what we've done, all the different things we've done. In actual episodes that we do, our 100th episode, guys, is next week. 100 episodes. We have a very special guest, Jamie's favorite person, Marissa Contapelli, will be with us next Tuesday from 8 to 9. We got some surprises for everybody next week. I'm going to strongly urge you to tune in next week for our 100th episode, celebrating our 1-0 start against that city near West Virginia, guys. We'll see you down there. Like Tom said, get down there early, but be loud and proud in that stadium. Make it miserable as hell for that city near West Virginia on the field. We'll see you guys this Sunday. Hoo day, everybody.
Hoo day.
Hoo day.